What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. You've recovered after having a very long Thanksgiving weekend. Enjoyed your turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, pies, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, gravy, whatever you ate. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as we get ready for the New York Giants to get ready for a very, very, very big game this Sunday at MetLifeStadium, taking on their division rival, Washington Commanders, as the Giants right now are coming off a 2-game losing streak after losing to the Detroit Lions last Sunday, and then on Thanksgiving Thursday a week ago against the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants are now 7-4 on the season. They've dropped 2 in a row, and the Washington Commanders come into this game as one of the hottest teams in the NFL. They've won 5 of their last 6 games. The Commanders are now on a roll. They're playing behind quarterback Taylor Heineke. They have 3 great wide receivers out there, a 4th very solid one, 2 good running backs, a solid tight end, and they have a very, very fierce pass rush and defense getting ready for this game against the New York Giants, and it's going to be a crazy one. It's going to be an excellent game, and you have to wonder if the New York Giants are going to be up and ready to take on the Washington Commanders, as they should be. They should be up and ready because this is going to be a critical game for the Giants. They need to make sure that they come out with an attitude, they come out focused, they come out and play their A game against what is going to be a very, very confident, upstart, big-time Washington Commanders team that I don't understand why fans are taking them lightly. I don't know why you would. But either way, the Washington Commanders are a team that you have to reckon with. This team is good. They're a good team. They're not 7-5 for a reason. They're last place in the division right now, and they're 7-5. 7-5 in what is the best division in the NFL right now, the NFC East. You can't take this team lightly at all. You can't just shake them off like they're nothing. They're going to be a team that is also going to play a little bit of old school football, but they will also hurt you in the passing game because they have dynamic, skilled, explosive playmakers on the outside and in the slot. The Giants have got to make sure they come out poised, come out focused, come out with a strong game plan, and get ready for what is going to be an absolute war on Sunday at MetLifeStadium. Now, in terms of the injury report, this video is going to be coming out a little bit earlier, so you're going to get the injury report in a couple of other later videos. So if you guys are looking for the injury report in this video, I apologize. It's going to be coming out a couple of days later. So I'm just going to give you the basis of the guys that are banged up right now for the New York Giants. The Giants right now look like they might be getting a couple of key players back, though, for this game, as Daniel Bellinger, Evan Neal. They also might be getting Dane Belton is going to be playing in this game. They also might be getting Fabian Moreau back. Azeez Ojulari might be back. The only guy that looks like he will not return that's been banged up is Ben Bredeson, as it sounds like the Giants want to give him at least another full week or so to get himself back together, which is okay. I'd rather see Ben Bredeson get back even more healthy as the season goes on. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. But Bredeson right now looks like he's going to be unlikely to play in this game. But just to get ready for my keys to the victory for the New York Giants, it's going to be simple. It's going to be a little bit complex with this one. The one thing that the Giants have struggled with lately, that other teams have started to focus on when taking on the New York Giants these past few weeks, is the teams are trying to take away that running game of the New York Giants, stacking the box with 8 or 9 in the box, trying to take Saquon Barkley out of the game, trying to put a spy out there to take Daniel Jones' ability to run out of the pocket away from the New York Giants. So the Giants are going to have to try to get some type of passing game going. The only wide receiver that has really showed anything so far this year has been Darius Slayton, who's consistently gone out there and put up decent games for the New York Giants. Not show-stopping ones, not all-pro games, but Darius Slayton has just gone out there and he's been able to put up solid games for the New York Giants. But what the New York Giants need to do, number one key, and it's by far the most important key, the key I have been pounding the table for the Giants to do for weeks that they have not done for weeks. The Giants need to stop the run. The Giants are getting gashed right now in the run game. They're giving up at least about 165 yards per game in the run game to opposing teams. They need to be able to go out there and stop the run. If they can't stop the run and they're allowing Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson to pick up 4, 5, 6 yards per carry on this game on Sunday, it's going to get very ugly. Because the Giants have got to do better in stopping the run. For the past few games, Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, Jonah Jackson, Tony Pollard, Damian Pierce, Ezekiel Elliott. These guys have been running all over the New York Giants defense. The Giants have got to stop the run. I don't care what it has to do. Put a couple of linebackers in the box, slow down that running game, make sure that Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson don't get going in that running game. Because if those guys are able to put up 5 or 6 yards in the running game consistently on every single carry, it might get ugly for this Giants team for the rest of this game. I mean, you have to think about it. Washington, one of their biggest strengths is passing the football because of the dynamic weapons and playmakers they have on the outside. The Giants have got to do a better job at stopping the run. Old school football has to come into play, especially on the defensive side of the game. They need to stop the run. You have to stop the run. If you can't stop the run in this game, the Giants are going to be in big trouble. Because if they're giving up all these big yards per carry, the Washington Commanders are going to be able to sit back and they're going to be able to find the open player on the outside or in the slot, and they're going to be able to just pick off the New York Giants in the passing game. And that's the last thing you want to see for the Giants going into this game this year. Is you want to try to limit Washington in the running game and make them a one-dimensional team for this team going forward. You have to do that. Make Washington one-dimensional. Make them strictly a passing team overall. If you can do that, it's going to make it a lot easier for the Giants to go out there and be able to develop a pass rush if you can slow down that running game and make Washington have to sit back and pass the ball 35, 40 times going forward. If you can do that, it's going to help the Giants be able to get that pass rush going. That's what I want to see. Bring the run defense. Make that run defense come out and be the biggest reason why this team is able to go out and get the victory. Stop the run. Hold them to about 2 or maybe 3 yards per carry. I wouldn't even want that. 2.5 yards per carry is the goal. With how bad the Giants' run defense has been lately, 2.5 yards per carry is not out of the realm of possibilities. Get it done. 2.5 yards per carry. Out there against this Washington Commanders team. Their run game is solid. Brian Robinson, glad to see he's healthy. Glad to see him out there being productive. But at the same time, this Washington Commanders run defense is not that great. It's not. Their rushing game is not great. Stop them in the rush game. Period. Stop them in the rush game. If you can do that, the Giants will be in better position overall. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. I'm very concerned about the Giants' rush defense. I really am. I'm concerned because of how much they've been getting gashed this year. Surprisingly, the Giants are 7th worst in the NFL in rush defense. Let's see what's going to happen when the Giants are going to be able to go out there against this Washington Commanders team and see how they're going to be able to stop the run against Brian Robinson as well as against Antonio Gibson and make Washington a one-dimensional team. And that's going to lead into my second one. The pass rush has got to get going. And one of my key players I mentioned in terms of coming back from injury is Azeez Ojulari. You don't think the Giants have missed Azeez Ojulari on the outside, especially his teammate out there on the outside, Kayvon Thibodeau? No disrespect to Timon Fox, to Jihad Ward, to O'Shane Zimenez, Ellison Smith, Quincy Roche, whoever the hell, Jihad Ward, whoever you put out there on the outside. They're not Azeez Ojulari. And the couple of games that Ojulari was out there, he was getting a fierce pass rush on the outside, and he has been missed. We need to get a pass rush against this Washington Commanders offense and make Taylor Heinicke uncomfortable in the pocket. Make him uncomfortable, make him dance in the pocket, make him make a mistake. Either you cause a strip fumble, either you get a bunch of pressures on him and make him throw the ball over the middle of the field, put your hands up, tip the passes, make him throw an interception. And that all starts with pass rush, pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Thibodeau, Ojulari, Williams, Lawrence. Those 4 guys. This is going to be the first game. It looks like this is going to be the first game all season that the Giants are going to have their stud 4 pass rushers on the football field. Azeez Ojulari, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams. The Giants have not had all 4 of those guys active in the same game at the same time at all this season. One of them has at least been absent every single game. Whether it's Thibodeau and Ojulari at the beginning of the season, whether it was Williams during a few game stretch, and then Ojulari recently. The Giants are finally going to have all 4 of these guys active in this game. And I want to see this pass rush go out there, and I want to see this pass rush create havoc against this Washington Commanders offensive line, and especially a player like Taylor Heinicke. While he is gritty, while he is tough, while he is a guy that's got those intangible type traits to him, he is a guy that will go out there and turn the football over. Get the pass rush on Heinicke, even if you want to send a blitz on the outside with your safeties or your linebackers or your cornerbacks. Get a pass rush, get home to the quarterback. Hurries, knockdowns, all those things. I want sacks. I want them to sack Heinicke to the ground. Get the pass rush going. Make Heinicke uncomfortable in the pocket and cause him to either lose the ball with a strip sack or go out there and make him force an interception to one of our cornerbacks or safeties or even our linebackers. And of course, get your hands up in this game. Knock some passes down, deflect some passes in the air, which might help you get some interceptions. It's a simple concept. Stop the run, create a pass rush. Simple as that. Number 3 key for me, and it's going to be a little bit similar to what I've been saying the past couple of weeks, but I'm going to make it a little bit different. Not just running the football, develop some designed runs. It's obvious Saquon Barkley is not healthy right now. Saquon Barkley has that ailing shoulder right now he's been dealing with. Get some designed runs out there. You notice that when the Giants use 3 backs on a certain play on the offense, it works. When they go the heavy personnel, 13 personnel out there, 1 tight end, 3 running backs, a ton of offensive linemen, no wide receivers, it works. Because that's what fits your personnel right now. The Giants' offensive line, the Giants' playmakers, it fits the running game. Go out there and bring the heavy personnel. Run the football with some certain design runs. Hand it off sometimes to Brightwell. Hand it off sometimes to Breda. Have Barkley out there as a decoy. Yes, I said it. Barkley as a decoy on the football field. You don't always have to hand the football to him because every time Saquon Barkley is on the football field, the other team is expecting the ball to go to him. If you have Barkley out there as a decoy, and I'll give you an example, a couple of times that Saquon Barkley was on the football field and the Giants had 3 running backs out there, whether it was Matt Breda in the slot and they had Brightwell and Barkley in the backfield, Barkley actually acted as a blocker on those plays. He blocked to spring Brightwell open on some of these running plays. I want to see that more. Design runs for not only Saquon Barkley, but for Gary Brightwell, for Matt Breda, and yes, the New York Giants have got to get back to getting design runs for Daniel Jones in the running game. Get Daniel Jones more active using his legs in the running game because it was working for the team in the beginning of the season. I don't know why the team is strayed away. Maybe it has something to do with Daniel Jones' left knee being an issue because he's been wearing a knee brace, but the brace is off now. That 10-day period has helped out Daniel Jones to take that knee brace off his knee. Get back to doing that too. But the running game has not only got to be effective, but get some design runs out there for the team. Going into my 4th key to the game, special teams. Get some type of special teams action going on here. I don't care if it's the running game, return game, special teams coverage has been struggling a little bit lately. The Giants' special teams punting has been bad. The only guy that's been pretty much automatic for most of the season has been Graham Gano, and even he's shown a little bit of cracks. The punt coverage, the punt return, the kick return, the punting has got to get better. Flip the field against Washington. Flip the field. Put yourself in position where you can go out there and you could be in position to have at least have the ball on the 40-yard line, the 30-yard line, wherever it is. Stop being stuck in your own 10, 5, even 15, 20-yard line. The best field position the Giants have had because of their return game has been all the way at the 25-yard line because they can't get any type of punt return or kick return. And with the fact that Richie James and Adoree Jackson are banged up, as well as Darnay Holmes, why don't you bring up Khalil Pimpleton? You signed this guy specifically because he's a returner for the Detroit Lions. He was even featured on Hard Knocks because of the fact he's a solid returner. Bring him up, let him go out there and return the football. Simple concept. Bring him up from the practice squad, put him out there and let him return some punts and some kicks. The Giants need something from this return game. They're getting nothing. All they're doing is fumbling and bumbling, and they're not rumbling down to the other team's side of the field. Bring up Pimpleton. Let him go out there and see what he can do in the return game. Seriously. The coverage has got to be better. The punting has got to be better. Jamie Gillen, he's actually was solid and decent at the beginning of the season. He's fallen off in the second half. You got to get him going again. But the Giants have got to get this special teams going. It could flip the side of the field in your favor. They've got to establish some type of special teams control in this game. And not just in terms of the return game, where you're having the ball at the 25-yard line as your best field position to start your possessions on offense. So please do that. And now, in terms of the fifth key to the game, and that's passing. Giants have got to get the passing game going. They've got to get the passing game going on defense, on offense. Now, Washington, they're not exactly a weak team against the pass. They've only given up about 200 yards per game, 201, 202 yards per game in the air. So this team, the Giants have to try to get some type of passing game against them. Darius Slayton has been the one guy that's been effective all season, but he needs help. Kenny Golladay, yes, I said his name, as much as it pains me. Isaiah Hodgins, Richie James, Marcus Johnson, and even David Sills. Take some shots down the field, like the Giants did against Dallas. Open up the offense. Develop a passing game so far. Daniel Jones, don't be gun shy. If it's there, and you're going to be getting some offensive linemen back, if it's there, take a shot down the field and open things up. Make that Washington defense honest, so they won't stack the box and crowd against Saquon Barkley. Take some shots down the field, open it up, and allow Saquon Barkley to be able to operate without 8, 9 people in the box. That's what I'm hoping to see. Take some shots down the field, open up the passing game, quick slants, passes over the middle, try to expose that Washington Commanders secondary. That's not great. It's solid, but it's not great. Just to review my keys to the game again. First two are easy. Stop the run, and also develop a pass rush. They tie in together a little bit, because it's going to be the defensive performance that's going to have to go out there and set the tone for the New York Giants, like they have had to do the entire season. And you're going to get a couple of key players back on defense, and Fabian Moreau and Azeez Ojulari. Harass Taylor Heineke, stop the run, bring a linebacker up that can help stop the run. Don't allow Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson to get a running game going, and for Christ's sakes, go out there and get a pass rush against Taylor Heinicke. And don't allow him to just sit back there and pick us apart. Because if Taylor Heinicke is able to sit back there with time in the pocket and we can't get home, he's going to find the open receiver in Curtis Samuel and Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson, De'Ami Brown, Logan Thomas, even Gibson and Robinson in the passing game. We need to get a pass rush going and make Taylor Heinicke uncomfortable in the pass game. We have to do it. Number 3, design runs with Saquon Barkley, Gary Brightwell, and Matt Breida. And if you even want to try to use like a Richie James in the design run game, you can. But mainly, 3-back systems. They've been working. 3 backs at one time out there in heavy personnel. Go out there and make it uncomfortable for the Washington defense to think who the ball is going to go to, and even use Saquon Barkley at times as a decoy. It's obvious he's ailing right now. Use him as a decoy, and at the same time, get Daniel Jones running in the run game too. That is part of the run game and design runs. Get Daniel Jones back active in the rush game. Make Washington have to see if Daniel Jones is going to run the football or he's going to pass it. That's the advantage you have because of Daniel Jones' legs. Number 4, special teams. Special teams has got to play a factor in this game. Get yourself a good return game in this game so far. Make sure you can go out there and you can have some type of return game. Gillen's got to punt the ball better, and we got to do a better job in punt and kick coverage against the Washington Commanders. And key number 5, take some shots down the field. Open up the passing game. Make Washington's defense honest. Make their pass rush. With Chase Young coming back, you got Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, and Deron Payne. Make their defense honest with their pass rush if you can open it up in the passing game. This is the biggest game of the New York Giants season. Biggest game. We're 7-4. Commanders are 7-5. They're riding high. We're a little bit down right now. The Giants are getting exposed a little bit in some of the weaknesses they have on this team. But the Giants can win this game. The Giants damn well can win this game. And I think they will win this game. I think the Giants will end up winning this game against the Washington Commanders 24-21. I think they'll win by a field goal. It's going to be close in the end, but I think the Giants will do enough to pull this game out. Because I think the additions of Evan Neal, Daniel Bellinger, and Azeez Ojulari, as well as Fabian Moreau, are going to be enough to help this team. They're such key players. Getting them back in this game is going to help put this team over the edge. And I think they're going to come out, win this game. They're going to go to 8-4 on the season and get ready for a pivotal game against the Eagles next week. But that's just my keys to the victory for the New York Giants in Week 13 against the Washington Commanders NFC East rivalry game. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT85 for more breaking news, updates, chatter, and keys to victory surrounding the New York Giants. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short that's going to be dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Giants. And let me know in the comment section, what are your keys to the victory? If you agree to some of them in the video, if you disagree, and what do the Giants need to do and their keys to win this game at MetLifeStadium on Sunday against the Washington Commanders and boost their record to 8-4 on this season. So I thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. Take it easy, and let's go New York Football Giants. Let's get it done this weekend, and let's win this game and get to 8-4 in the season, get back to those winning vibes, and for a victory Monday on Monday. Take it easy. Let's go New York Football Giants. Together blue, everyone.